are certainly disturbing, to say the least, and have gone on for quite some time, allegedly here. I mean, obviously Las Vegas has a certain reputation, but in this day and age, or in any day and age, really, this behavior isn't acceptable. I'm curious what the sort of reception or reaction has been, both from Wynn himself, but also from the casino community, for lack of a better term.
Sure. Well, first we should say that Wynn has denied this, and he's called these allegations preposterous. So that's his reaction. He is in the middle of a lawsuit where his wife, his ex-wife, Elaine Wynn, who has a 9% stake in the company, is trying to win back voting control of her shares, which he owns. So he's attributing some of this to her doing. Which the Wall Street Journal, which reported these allegations, said that no one came to them with these allegations. They went out and found them. So that's first thing. Second, I mean, the other major, sort of thing to note here when you talk about sort of, the culture of the casino industry is Wynn's a public company, and its shares are down 10% right now. You can say what you will about how a casino magnate ought to behave, but the CEO of a public company is quite a different matter.
Right, and in the accusations of what he did, he sexually harassed numerous women over many years, but at one point he paid $7.5 million to settle claims by one specific former manicurist. So there is some evidence of some kind of negotiation and settlement. What is Wynn saying about that?
That's correct. We actually wrote about this settlement last month because Elaine Wynn, as I mentioned earlier, has been trying to get it opened up in her suit because she's been accusing Steve Wynn of reckless behavior and wanted to show that this was one of the reasons why. Now, the board looked at this settlement. Again, the details about it are new, and I won't go into the sordid allegations here, but they're pretty bad, and decided that they didn't need to take any further action. That we know. So you have to now wonder, now given these other allegations, whether the board knew about any others or whether they looked into it in the first place.
I mean, even those allegations alone within that settlement, as reported by the Journal, are disturbing enough. What is Wynn Resorts without Steve Wynn, Creighton? I mean, is there a Wynn Resorts without Steve Wynn?
It's interesting. He is so highly associated with these properties. Obviously, his name's on the building. He's appeared in TV ads for numerous years promoting, this sort of Wynn lifestyle, very high-end, very glitzy and prestigious. On the other hand, he owns, his stake is a minority stake in the company, even if you include the voting shares that he uses from his ex-wife. So technically, there's not really any reason that he needs to be chairman and CEO, as best I can tell. Is there a scenario where he could get removed from the company? I mean, I think we have to start thinking in those terms now, certainly, while of course remembering that these are allegations that he's denying, and there's probably going to be all sorts of investigations and probes and all that good stuff. So a long way to go here.
A long way to go. Creighton, very quickly, just remind us who is number two, who's second in command, who might step in should Steve need to recuse himself in any way.
So there's a guy, Matt Maddox, who is the president of Wynn. He's been there for a very long time, decades, I think, and is, I think generally well respected and known as a professional. He'd probably be, he's sort of the second in command already. So if Wynn did need to leave the company for any extent of time, he'd probably be the person in charge.